Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you guys haven't seen the other videos, these are going to be, they were mostly about COVID and what it did to my hair and just what it did to my body and stuff like that. But, you know, people have asked me in the past, you know, what led me to do what I do. As far as real estate is concerned and, you know, home organization and business organization. So basically what it is I, you know, there was discontent to my life, and it's nothing against my parents or my family or anything. My mother was a bit of a collector, not a collector, I guess that's a wrong word. My mom and my dad actually didn't like to throw anything away. It wasn't a hoarder situation. It was more like, well, if I'm going to go to the store and, you know, today we lived out in the country, so it was pretty far. It was like 45 minutes to a store. If we're going to go to a store, then, you know, we're going to stock up on everything that was on sale. So basically, she would find, like, say, shampoo, 2 for $10, you know, or something like that. And she would get like 5 of them. You know, shampoos, anything, you know, nail polishes. If there was, you know, a nail polish, that was, you know, maybe purpley color, she would get the pink to go with it to kind of make sure that, you know, she liked that part. And then it would just continue into there. So, you know, towels, there was probably 100 towels, you know, probably 70 shirts for Halloween, if not more, honestly. Shirts for Halloween, shirts for Christmas, shirts for 4th of July, shirts, you know, any kind of holiday or any kind of thing that was, you know, that we needed, you know, that there was a reason. Well, in her mind, there was a reason to get like 60 of them. That's kind of what I grew up with. So there was a plethora of things. You know, we didn't need, you know, when we went to her house, when she was passing and I went to her house and I was going through everything, you know, we found everything in tags. Everything was in tags and everything was in boxes that she never even opened. So for me, I think having that, I love my mother to death. Don't get me wrong, I love her to death. She actually passed. So without, you know, not understanding what was going on and just living in that all the time, there was no hoarding situation. It wasn't like she had it in boxes and it was just in garages everywhere. It wasn't like that at all. It was just that, you know, we would have a basement full of, okay, this is this shampoo, this is this towels, this is this shampoo, this is, you know, like that kind of stuff. So, I learned very early to, okay, you know, when she taught me how to do socks and stuff, I would put them in like color-coded. I would put my clothes in color-coded ways, and I would fold them. She would fold them, and I would undo them, and I would roll them. And I would put them on the front because I would never be able to see what that shirt was that I was wearing and, you know, that I was going to wear. So it turns out that that's the right way to do it. And socks, you know, she would fold the socks and I would unfold them and put them in a roll and kind of leave them sticking up like this. So she would hate it. And, you know, we would butt heads all the time because she'd be like, why are you doing that? Towels, I would do that. I would roll them and put them in, like, I would organize them by colors, by kind of texture and thickness like that. And I would roll them and put them in the thing. And she'd rip them back out and fold them, you know. And she didn't like that at all. But for me, it was like a way to know, okay, you know, this is what this towel is. This is what this color is. This is what this shirt is, because you can't see it if it's folded. You have to go through that many shirts to get to this level. So it didn't make sense to me to have it that way. So I wanted it to be, you know, turned up. And I still do this with my kids to this day. I make sure, you know, that you can see what it is that, you know, you can't even get, if you can't get to that layer of shirts, what happens, right? You're taking out the shirts and you're not able to get into there, so you're making a mess and it's just creating a mess. So that's pretty much why I did that and why I got into it. I started with real estate first and, you know, built clients like that because realtors were looking for people that did move outs and move ins and, you know, basically helping them to pack and helping them. Then, you know, it ventured into hospice care with end of life planning, not a doula type of thing, but end of life planning. You know, when someone passes, there's a lot of stuff, right? But what do they not, they don't want to think about that at that moment. So, you know, they want somebody to come in and kind of do it for them. And so that's what I do. And, you know, I still do use real estate for clients and stuff like that. But that's pretty much why I got into it. And I love it. It's just, you know, hard to, you know, people want, with the pandemic especially, it's a kind of business that you need to be in their house for. Or in their business, you know, when the pandemic started, and we have it still here, like there's no one, I mean, Chick-fil-A is still, you know, closed down. McDonald's is still closed down. You can go through the drive-through, but that's it. You know, you can't go into like Dunkin' Donuts, you know, without a mask. You can't go into certain stores without a mask. It's pretty much still here, and we had it really bad, and like, you know, my situation, but I had it very bad. But we basically, you know, when the pandemic had started, there was, you know, a world of people that were going from business to remote. So that's what I did, is I kind of concentrated on that end and went and turned their home offices into their houses into home offices. And even digitally organizing files and such. That was a little more challenging. It was a little more difficult with business stuff because a lot of it is encrypted and you have to get into it and you have to have the person there. So it's pretty challenging in that way. But yeah, it was a way to get them to be scheduled and, you know, consistent and on time. And, you know, I'm a big one for time. If I have to be there at 7, I will be there at 6:30. So in other words, if my appointments are scheduled for 2, I will put it in my calendar at 1:30 or even 1:15 because our traffic here is insane. So I just make sure, you know, I get there in time. Sometimes you can't help it because traffic is ridiculous. But other than that, yeah, so that's kind of the backstory. And that's kind of the reason, you know, I got into it. And yes, I did, you know, I still flip houses. I still love real estate. Can't really flip houses here very much. Not like what we did in New York. You can't, it's not really a market for that. The market is insanity here. So I'm still in real estate school. Real estate school. I did the mortgage one first. I don't know if anybody's ever done it, but the SAFE, SAFE, SAFE mortgage, to be a mortgage broker. I did that one first. And so now I'm in real estate. But, you know, the competition is insanity here as well. but you still got to do it. You know, you still got to put your name out there. You still got to do it because it's really important to put yourself, you know, first. And even though there's competition like crazy, you know, there's competition with Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, and they're right next to each other. I have a Starbucks on one end of my street. You go to the other end, and I have what's called another coffee shop, literally across the street from each other. The only thing that's separating it is the main highway or the main road. So there's a highway right in the middle, but there's a coffee shop over here, and there's a coffee shop over here. So, you know, competition is that's, you know, it's okay. That's how you gotta still do it, you know. And as far as my narcissism videos, I took a lot of them down. I had a really successful narcissistic abuse channel. I have had it since 2011, 12, around there, maybe 11 or 12. And for reasons that I had to take it down. And so when I took that down, I actually lost all the information of how to get into that channel and stuff. I just started this one over, or just started this one because I started over because I didn't want to be affiliated really with that. The only thing that I want to say about the narcissism abuse in the narcissistic abuse channel, or what, you know, what I know, there's, you know, I don't want to get, that buzzword is not a buzzword, okay? That I don't like hearing narcissistic personality abuse, like, you know, narcissistic, and he's narcissist, and he's this and this, you know. Nobody can say that. Nobody can say that. Even though you may think that the word is it's used too often. And I know narcissistic personality abuse, and I know narcissistic personality disorder. I know it. I am certified in counseling for it, and I'm certified with domestic violence. I worked in it for 30 years. I know it, and I wanted to get out of it. I wanted it completely. When I came here to South Carolina, I said, that's it. I'm not doing it anymore. It was too emotional. I would have children, you know, teens, kids calling me in the middle of the night because you're on call, and I'd have to drive 45 minutes away, and I'd have to see what was wrong. It is very emotional. It's a very high stress type of environment to be in. Very hard to shut it off. And when you're trying to save, I guess, everybody, it gets a little bit stressful for people. And I just, I didn't want to be in that anymore. I wanted it to be, you know, fun and uplifting and happy and, you know, different things like that. I did it for so long. You know, I've done it since I was like 15. I started at 15 in criminal justice and went to social work in our county, and I went on cases with them and wrote about it and stuff like that. That's how I got introduced to it. But, you know, I was a guardian ad litem, I was a CASA, I did mediation, I did, you know, arbitration, facilitation, you know, went to court with domestic violence against women. It's a real tough thing. So I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to do that anymore. So a lot of people wrote me in my Instagram and asked me that. And I still put some videos out there, certain ones, but really, you know, I just don't want to, I just don't want to focus on it. It's just too hard. And with the world the way that it is now, you know, we don't want any more bad. We want happy and good and peace. And so that's what I'm doing. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining me here. I appreciate it. I hope you guys all have a good day. Please subscribe and like to my channel. just only a week into it, besides the COVID thing, a couple days actually. I would really appreciate your support, and I hope this was, beneficial for you, and I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you.